Hello everyone, welcome back, and it is that wonderful time of year again that everybody loves, Halloween. So, with that being said, I'm doing my top 10 list of the best Halloween fright flicks. With number 10, we start with Trick or Treat. Now, this isn't the new one that everyone seems to know with Sam. This is an old one from the 80s, good laughs, good scares, and it stars Gene Simmons and Ozzy Osbourne. That's about the only two guys that are actually worth knowing or seeing in this film. So that's at number 10. At number 9, Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horrors. This one is a lot like Creepshow. If you're a fan of the Creepshow series, I do say go for it because it's got all of the stuff that Creepshow had with the several stories going on at once, as well as Snoop Dogg plays a demonic pimp. How bad can that be, right? At number 8, a true classic with George A. Romero's original Night of the Living Dead. Now, if you haven't seen Night of the Living Dead, you've been living under a rock your entire life. Get off your butt, go see it. It's one of the best zombie films of all time, and we all know how popular zombies are right now. Go see Night of the Living Dead. At number 7, one of my all-time favorite movies, completely and utterly disgusting, so all of you people out there that don't like the true blood and guts, don't see this film. Also, if you're under 18, definitely don't see this film. Regurgitated Sacrifice. Now, you're looking at the cover and you're probably like, oh, that doesn't look scary at all, it's a little cute octopus. Trust me, this movie will scare the shit out of you. Not to mention, it's directed by a guy named Lucifer Valentine. Come on, the guy's name is Lucifer. At number 6, Hellraiser, Clive Barker's magnum opus. Buy it, don't rent it. Pinhead, scary as hell. A lot of people consider this a slasher film. It's definitely garnered more towards the gothic horror or even sadistic horror. Definitely worth a check out. This one I owe to a friend of mine. She is on YouTube, Scorpion Massage, so if you're watching. This came out of a set. The set includes 6. This is the 6th film in it. It's called Doll Cemetery. It's by Hideshi Hino, who is probably one of the best horror manga writers out there. Out of the 6 films, this was probably the one that was most terrifying because they go to this graveyard in the end where all of these teddy bears and broken dolls come back to life as zombies and try to kill everyone. How badass is that? Very, very creepy, very grotesque. Definitely should check it out. At number 4. Now, I know a lot of people are going to give me crap about this because John Carpenter did the original, and I know how much everyone loves John Carpenter. Well, I'm sorry, Rob Zombie did a better job. Halloween. This one talks about how Mike started out, everyone. Come on. I know it's a slasher classic with John Carpenter and blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm sorry. Again, Zombie did a much better job. And the mask was so much creepier. I mean, Tyler Mane, come on. That guy was made to play Michael Myers. Not to mention, you get to see Sherry Moon Zombie, who is extremely attractive, as a stripper. Come on! What's wrong with that? At number 3, probably one of the best horror movies of all time. Nosferatu. There are so many versions of Nosferatu, but you gotta go with the original 1922 classic. If you haven't seen this, this includes Max Schreck as Count Olaf. Count Olaf, you know, he's supposed to be Dracula because it was an unauthorized reproduction of Dracula. But the thing with Count Olaf is, he looks how Dracula is actually portrayed in the book, not this suave, sexy thing like Bela Lugosi did. He was gross, he looked like a mix of a man and a rat, and he didn't bring his victims back to life as new vampires. But definitely more sex crazed, so Nosferatu at number 3. At number 2, it's not actually a movie. There are several movies off of this, but it's actually the television series, Tales from the Crypt. This is so cool to watch during Halloween because you get your scares, you get your laughs, and the Crypt Keeper himself is totally worth just listening to him. You can finally get these on DVD. The whole series is on DVD. Plus, the bonus features are really neat, especially if you're a fan of comics in general, for Season 1, because it talks about both the birth and death of horror comics, which, you know, if you're a fan of horror comics like I am, you look for the old EC, Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror, stuff like that. It really, really sucks that EC was nearly destroyed. Thankfully, they were saved with Mad Comics, and now they're reprinting Tales from the Crypt as well as making new ones. So keep an eye out if you are a fan of the horror comics, or you just want a scary read. Tales from the Crypt, number 2. And finally, last but not least, number 1. Drum roll, please. The new Trick or Treat. Not Trick or Treat like I did for number 10. This one, it took them literally 2.5 years to get this movie out of limbo. Everybody was waiting for it to come out in theaters. It never happened. It ended up being a straight to DVD, and the movie ended up being a huge gold mine. Why it was that it took them so long, nobody knows. For me, I'm going to say that's because they're stupid. But you've got people in this like, let's see, Anna Paquin, Brian Cox, Leslie Bibb, Dylan Barker. You know, those are just some names. But for those of you who recognize the name Anna Paquin, she was in the X-Men films as Rogue, or probably better known now as Sookie in True Blood. So that's the list of Halloween Fright flicks, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.